Well, hello again, folks. Chad here, got another Bible review for you. This was one I was particularly interested in because it was so cheap. And I don't mean inexpensive. At first, I was hoping it would just be inexpensive. This is the ESV Global Study Bible. And I tell you what, Crossway has been this monumental force of advertising lately. Everything has been Crossway has just been, everybody's a Crossway ESV fanboy. Excuse me, I had to get a sip of coffee. Everyone has been an ESV fanboy, and they love Crossway. Now, I'm not going to knock Crossway altogether. I'm not going to knock the ESV, although I'm not a fan of the whole advertising they do, saying it's functionally literal or whatever. But I tell you what, they've made some really good choices on this Bible, and I'm just going to jump into this. The cover on this, very nice. This would be like a perfect introductory study Bible for a teen or new Christian from a Reformed perspective, or pardon me, Calvinist perspective. I'm not a Calvinist, but I enjoy some of the notes in this. There you see the cover, here you see the spine, and I think Crossway really did a nice job on the outside look and presentation of this Bible. Now here you see it in hardcover. If you don't like the hardcover, then you could also get it in hardcover. And if you don't like hardcover, you could also get it in hardcover. So this is probably one of the few Bibles Crossway has done not available in an imitation leather or a genuine leather. And I will go ahead and zoom in on the font there, or the barcode, so you can see. Here it retails for $20. You can usually find it for $10 to $12 on like Amazon and christianbook.com. I'll try to remember to throw the links in the description for it. So there's your outside. There is no ribbon marker, of course, being hardcover. There's no gold gilding. And amazingly, this is something that really blew my mind about this Bible when I got it. It is not a sewn binding. Here you see it is just a paste down liner. But yeah, the thing that really blew my mind about this, it is not a sewn binding at all. It is a glued binding. Of course, for $12, what do you want? But, I'm going to say, you can get this study Bible absolutely for free. If you have a smartphone, go to your app store. You can get this through Amazon, Apple, Android. This is absolutely free. They give this away in a digital format. Digital format, no problem. But now we're going to look at where this Bible starts failing, besides that glued binding. Some cardstock pages, and this is all glossy cardstock. This is not even like cardstock you'd want to write on. Okay, basic presentation page, not bad. And that's also on cardstock. Presentation page, it's paper. Another presentation page. But look at this ghosting. The ghosting on this is absolutely horrible. Look at that. They've used such a lightweight paper, even with me lifting up the page, that's just the writing on the other side of the page. You can see where it says Global Study Bible, English Standard Version. You can very easily and clearly see the text on the other side of the page. As if the glued binding wasn't enough, this is where this Bible absolutely fails. I'm going to open up to the middle so I don't have to try to fight with it. I'm going to find a section with some notes. Some good heavy notes. Because if you are trying to... I mean, honestly, this is a good little Bible for a study Bible. It is a hand size. So I was excited about this. It's got about an 8-point font. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the ESV, but I'll use it. You know, there are worse translations out there. Okay, but now here, we're going to zoom. Actually, I'm not going to zoom. I'm just going to lower, well, I guess I am going to zoom. Look at how bad that ghosting is. You are seeing the font from like 3 pages under the page you're on. 3 to 4 pages under the page you're on. Absolutely horrible. This is not line matched, but you know what? Even if it was, that wouldn't matter, because they'd have to make the font bolder just to make it readable. But even then, if you're going to make it bolder, this paper is so lightweight, it would bleed right through and it'd just be one big huge black smudge, which is just something I could not stand. I was really excited to get this. Now I got it, and I'm like, well, waste of money. Reading this Bible for any extended period of time is a headache. Here you can see one of the charts. Now, if you're going to get this Bible in a digital format, like if you have the Kindle app on your phone, like I do, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. I actually enjoy it. I just hate having to navigate around to get to the notes and charts and stuff. And it does have these little fact sections, which is very nice. And it looks like that's easily readable. So, yeah. Overall, the paper on this is just a pain in the neck. This is essentially a reissue of, I guess it was a teen study Bible they had, that is based on the ESV study Bible, where the notes are condensed down. I guess there's like 12,000 notes in this. But, man, look at that ghosting. The ghosting in this, it's a pain for me to read. I cannot stand this ghosting. And I know I am like going, and you're probably like, okay, Chad, get over it. The paper does feel nice. And honestly, there's like almost no glare from this paper. I mean, there is just a hint, but that's more from the black ink, I think, than the paper itself. But my goodness, this can be so hard to read. I mean, I like an 8-point font. 8-point font is really the smallest I want, and especially for carrying around everyday Bible, which I would love to have this Bible with a more opaque paper. I think if they were to bump this up to, like, this is probably 22, 26 GSM paper. If they were to bump this up to like a 32 GSM, or just find a paper that's more opaque, this would be, you know, much better. Even though I'm not a Calvinist, there's a lot of really excellent information. This has some really nice book introductions to it. It's got some in-text maps. The notes are, you know, hit and miss. But then, and it's black letter text, which I don't mind. You know, I do like a, you know, you guys know I do like a red letter text, but I can deal with black letter text. Now, once you get to the back, there is articles for the global church, and there is Philemon Yong from Cameroon. He wrote this article, God's Global Plan of Salvation. Then you have The Importance of the Global Church by Hao Shuang Chua. You had How to Read and Understand the Bible by Conrad Mbewe. How to Apply the Bible in Daily Life by Conrad Mbewe. The Reliability and Authority of the Bible by Won Kim of South Korea. So really, this has articles from different scholars from across the globe. The Great Truths of the Bible by Matthew Ebenezer of India. Oh boy, that is a long article. Okay, Mission and Evangelism by Ajith Fernando of Sri Lanka. Major World Religions by Harold A. Netland and Marvin R. Wilson, USA. Biblical Ethics and Introduction by Diamim Noleste, Jamaica. The Value and Dignity of Human Life by Chichio Lee of Singapore. Marriage and Sexual Morality by Yusufu Turaki of Nigeria. The Purpose and Role of Government by Michael O. of Japan. Social Ethics by James H. O. Kombo of Kenya. Personal Ethics by Benjamin F. Intan, Indonesia. And yes, I am just going to read off all these little articles, which I think I'm done anyway. Then you have a table of weights and measures. You have a glossary of different terms. A lot of these are theological, which I do like this. You know, I love it when a Bible has a little dictionary in the back. And that's what I'd say this is a dictionary. I wouldn't necessarily call it a glossary. But I think it's very helpful for a Bible to have like a miniature dictionary in the back. You know, the original Cambridge Turquoise that was released had a dictionary in the back, which I liked. And honestly, what I like is if a dictionary, you know, if it's King James, a dictionary with, you know, the more archaic words I like. But also, I think a dictionary should just have general terms, like this one here. You know, you have one for an entry there for legalism, leprosy, lesser to greater argument, levirate marriage, materialism, mediator, meditation, meekness, mercy, Messiah. So you see, you can have biblical terms and also theological terms mixed into these mini dictionaries, which I think would be excellent. Now once you get through the glossary, you have your list of contributors. And I'm sorry if I'm going through this too fast, but I was trying to read this a little bit and it was really bothering my eyes. But here you have your maps, and there's like almost no color to these, plus they are on cardstock. This is actually showing up darker than it is. You know, it looks better on my camera than it does in real life. Maybe it's just the angle I'm looking through my viewfinder. And then you have, after that last map, you have your paste down sheet of brown cardstock. Finally the end, and I am so glad to be through this one. So, is this Bible a hit or miss? Digital edition, I'd say a hit. Physical copy, an absolute miss. Strengths and weaknesses, it does have that glossary in the back, which I actually consider more of a dictionary. Does have some really good articles in it. It is a nice hand size study Bible. It's got a great size font, which is very readable. This thing is not heavy at all. It's not too thick. Those are its strengths. The weakness, the paper, the ghosting, a glued binding. Basically, with a physical copy of this, the outside hardcover, wonderful. The contents between the cover, wonderful. As far as what's being said. The quality and craftsmanship between the cover, zero. That's its downfall. So anyway, this is Chad, and if you know, I'm not slamming the ESV, I'm not slamming Crossway. The only thing I'm slamming is the execution of this Bible. Very, very, very poor execution. If Crossway ever fixes this, I'll buy another and throw this one right in the garbage. Or find someone who'd actually want it. But yeah, I'm not thrilled with this. Not at all. And I honestly, you know, the Word of God is something we love, we cherish, we try to live our lives by. And to see this low of a quality, you know, this type of quality, this is worse than what Thomas Nelson was offering a decade ago of the same equivalent. This is by far the worst quality I've seen, and that upsets me. Because even Thomas Nelson, when they were just cutting every corner and trying to just publish all these Bibles and get them sold and make money, you know, they didn't do this bad a quality, this shoddy of workmanship. And you can say, well, it's the publisher from China, the printer in China. No, you can't. Because there is checks and balances. These Bibles are made to the specs of the publisher here in America. So, yeah, even though I'm not a Calvinist, I enjoyed some of the notes that I read in this. But it's a pain in the neck for me to read them. Anyway, until next time, I'm Chad. Thank you for watching. I will drop the ISBN number and links to this to Amazon and ChristianBook.com in the description box. God bless you guys. Questions, comments, drop them down there. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.